Got an interesting request. Who was the better team that didn't beat the Bulls out those 90s Knicks that lost in 92 93 when Jordan was playing and the 97 98 Jazz? Who was the better team? Now, and also with the coaching, Jerry Sloan, Pat Riley. This is interesting because Patrick Ewing cancels out whatever Utah had in the glass with Ostertag and Foster. But give me Karl Malone, Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley. John Stockton, better than what they had at the guard position. So who was the better team? It was 4-3 in one of those. 4-2, 4-2. Who was the better team? Who do I think would have been more deserving to beating the Bulls? Out of the Knicks, Eastern Conference run in 92 93, and then the Jazz 97 98 is the question. Who do I think? If I'm going by the overall totality of just thinking about the play and putting everything in perspective, the Knicks were the favorite, but I think the Jazz were the better. I think the Stockton Malone format, I'll say it like this. If you give them Stockton Malone and a legit serviceable good center, they'd probably beat the Bulls. Because Jerry Sloan's coaching, they did get blew out in that one game in 98. But the Bulls had to play a certain kind of way to beat Utah. So actually, I think Jerry Sloan's X's and O's was a bit more problematic than what Pat Riley had with the Knicks. So this is a good question. Who was the better of the situations? Because you're asking me if Utah and the Knicks, who was the team that who I felt was the better of the two that didn't beat the Bulls. I gotta give an edge to the Jazz. I think the Stockton and Malone thing. I say this again. Patrick Ewing needed a dynamic point guard. All due respect to John Starks, who played, was shooting like crazy. They didn't have a great tempo man to counter. And I think a guy like John Stockton, yeah, I think without a doubt, when I look in totality, now bench to bench, I think the Knicks might got the edge. But the coaching and those series, Jerry Sloan was so textbook. The Bulls had to play near flawless perfect against Utah. Aside from a couple of games that I can recall, it was pretty much neck and neck. Whereas with the Knicks, they were going grooves and they might hit some shots and whatnot. But I don't think there was really any doubt the Bulls were going to beat them. Because once we get past the physicality and the acting and some of the mean mugging and some of the things that went on